Composting is nature's way of recycling. In short, it is the aerobic decomposition of organic waste, such as food waste and other organic matter such as manure, paper, and leaves, by microorganisms within the soil, producing an organic fertilizer as a result. Although composting is a natural process, we are more interested in understanding the recent development of composting as a sustainable alternative for human waste. First off, it is widely recognized that the world is producing massive amounts of waste each and every day, and that many of the waste management systems, such as landfills and incinerators, are unsustainable, not to mention dangerous. These waste management systems only contribute further to climate change, to the pollution of soil, air, and water surrounding these locations, but also pose many health risks to both human populations and native flora and fauna. Additionally, landfills are also require lots of land. Recent studies estimated that about 50% of municipal garbage sent out to be buried in landfills is compostable. 21% of this number includes food scraps alone. The scientific community's current understanding of composting is based off of countless studies, all of which highlight a few key benefits. The key benefit from composting is that it helps maintain healthy soils, which is essential for many things such as agriculture, for protecting against desertification and erosion, for enhancing plant resilience to disease, naturally filtering out pollutants from water sources, improving water quality. And because composting produces an organic fertilizer as an end result, it can reduce the need for harmful chemicals used in industrial agriculture, which can lead to eutrophication in local watersheds after runoff. Composting is also very good for the climate because large amounts of food scraps found in landfills produce high amounts of the strong greenhouse gas methane, contributing further to global warming. However, if these compostable items are converted into compost, it can function as a way to capture carbon from the atmosphere instead.
Council in 1999 and committed to a long-term target of zero waste to landfill. A resource recovery and waste management strategy has been developed. Recycling at Otago University commenced just a few years ago and has grown rapidly since. With the great support from the staff and students and the steadily increasing demand for more facilities and new and different recycling ideas have come into play. However, the idea of composting has not been as successful as other recycling projects. During a survey conducted in 2011 by Katrina Roos at the Otago University as part of a report on current services and levels of use regarding recycling at the university, there were several residential colleges who took part in the 2011 survey. The results from the survey indicated that all the participating colleges are practicing some form of recycling. The average estimate of the percentage of total waste was 29%, with Taroa being the best performing college with a 75% recycle rate. Most colleges promote recycling to students, with some hosting home-based composting and worm farms and other examples of good practices on site. From a social perspective, sitting in the library daily, it is hard not to notice the amount of food waste that is being produced within the Central Library alone. From banana peels, sandwiches, salads, and other various food types, the amount of food scraps is enormous and is disposed of with the solid waste, the non-recyclable waste. However, food scraps are compostable, which in this case means without having to discard food waste with the non-recyclable waste, we could be reducing our carbon emissions and our own carbon footprint, and it could be more beneficial for the environment. During a recent interview, we asked, what is your perspective on Otago University's composting schemes, and how has some areas of contestation hindered the growth of composting in a domestic waste policy? Interviewee 1 said that many people don't want to compost because they don't have the resources needed to do so, and they think their personal actions won't make a difference. So there is definitely space to improve. Starting in many early childhood centres, children are encouraged to recycle and compost. Otago University is missing the opportunity to reduce their carbon footprint by not providing on-site composting opportunities. In the New Zealand school curriculum, it encourages learners to be global citizens. This encourages them to think about their carbon footprint, so many schools provide composting opportunities for children, especially around lunchtime, so they can dispose of their waste in a proper manner. However, when transitioning to a university, this opportunity is not presented and seems like a missed opportunity. The University of Otago has expressed interest in introducing more green waste collection since 2011, and 3 out of the 4 representatives who took part in the survey in 2011 said yes to providing food scraps to the collective service. However, if the university was to start generating compost on a significant scale, there would be issues regarding where the product would be used, and the campus and college gardens may not generate sufficient demand. The cost of implementing a mass-scale composting scheme would be beneficial but may not be sustainable, and the university would prefer not to produce compost in competition with the Dunedin City Council's compost sales or commercial outlets. At this current point in time, it is being stockpiled at the Sawyers Bay facility. Further research must be conducted to investigate the feasibility of installing a fast-acting composting system to produce food scraps collected from the University Union and residential colleges, which are situated at the Sawyers Bay depot. The university could consider the adoption of other house waste processing facilities and the equipment when the opportunity arises.
At the University of Otago, the majority of buildings and departments on the main campus use the Property Services Recycling Service operated by the Grounds Department, which offers a regular collection of bins for paper and cardboard, glass, cans, plastics, including bottles and packaging. Approximately 300 bins are dedicated to recycling of paper, bottles, cans, and plastics, and over 26 large skips for recycle of cardboard and various other items, which are strategically placed around the campus. An increasing number of residential colleges also use this centralized service, although some University Union food and drink outlets and colleges currently have their own arrangements with private contractors. The University Union is a university-owned operation that services all students and staff across campus, including, but not limited to, all residential colleges, retail shops, cafes and food outlets, Union Bar, and other several stations. An enormous amount of food waste and scraps are dealt with every day. This opens up a huge potential for managing green waste. A notable trend is the increasing momentum in the early stages while conducting investigations, surveys for managing green waste and composting among staff and students. But when it comes to proposals of implementation, it is a downward trend, despite the popular interest among staff and students. Currently, the Property Services Grounds Department collects grass, tree and hedge clippings to a depot in Sawyers Bay to be transformed into compost. Various interests have been expressed in expanding the green waste collection facility to accommodate scraps for composting at the university. Needless to say, there is a huge potential in adopting a successful in-house green waste processing facility for composting, a practical approach being several small-scale composting stations. Many benefits other than maintaining the large areas of lawns, plants and trees around campus include a greener and cleaner campus, being sustainable and self-sufficient, a means for composting some of the university's landscaping and food waste, eliminating the financial and pollution factor of transporting it to Sawyers Bay and or other processing facilities, learning space for the students, knowledge and awareness for the community, opportunity for an educational excursion, a community that is more aware and responsible, more job opportunities, more volunteering opportunities. Considering both ends of the spectrum, if compost is produced at an alarming and significant scale, there is potential in even selling surplus compost to the wider community, transition towns, sustainable Dunedin City, garden projects, etc. An example would be the Okeowa and Dovedale Community Gardens at the University of Canterbury, which is now an integral part of the university's sustainability initiatives. An excellent example at the University of Otago is a small-scale or departmental scale composting initiative by the Green Team at the Department of Psychology. Green Teams are a University of Otago initiative. The purpose of Green Team is to support environmentally sustainable practices at a departmental level around the university. The Department of Psychology's Green Team is called the Psychology Environmental Action Squad, PEAS. It was started in 2012 by the founding chairperson Dr. Fiona Jack. The Peace Committee introduced the Bokashi Compost zinc system to the department. It consists of a few simple elements which is really easy to use and is proving to be an effective and efficient form of composting the departmental's kitchen waste. This Bokashi organic recycling system is run by the cleaning staff and volunteers who take the waste away. The bins are located in the staff room on the ground floor of the William James building. Most organic matter can be composted using the system. A list is displayed by the bin. Bokashi compost buckets are available for purchase from the Dunedin City Council offices at the Civic Centre, Murray Place at cost price. A proposal of transformative engagement would be to start small with the following steps. 1. Include an additional collection bin for organic waste for composting among the current all glass, mixed recycling and rubbish bins. Bins that take food scraps, tea bags, coffee grinds, dead flowers and other organic waste. 2. Localized or small-scale composting stations at residential colleges, building and other departmental-based stations. 3. Innovative initiatives and workshops to encourage hands-on composting, helping students, staff and the community better understand the benefits. Taking the scale, proximity and population of students and staff at different locations around the university, a non-centralized system that requires minimal transport of waste would work best. Depending on the method of composting adopted, be it Bokashi composting or a combination of other composting techniques, the collection of organic waste can easily be separated by separate bins for organic waste A, organic waste B, etc. for different types of waste which do not go together if needed. Most waste such as fruit and peels, tea bags, sandwiches, cakes, meat, coffee grounds and filters, flowers, other plant material, all food waste, both raw and cooked, can be composted. Promote community gardens which are informal recreation and learning space for students, staff and the community. Promoting projects like Gardens on Campus by SEA and the OUSA, the Living Campus project at the Otago Polytechnic, which creates an inclusive and accessible campus garden that can be used by staff, students and community members to learn sustainable cultivation of organic produce and also about the environmental, social and economical benefits of gardening. As how it is important to be conscious where our food and consumables comes from, it is very important to know where our waste goes to, a responsibility that arises from awareness. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Would you participate in composting at the university?
Oh yeah!
Yes.
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 Yes! Yes. Yes.